We've all known the classic trope of damsels in distress. A feeble, helpless woman who is held prisoner against the main villain, and it's up to the main character to swoop in to save her, usually resulting in marriage or a kiss. It's a classical fairy tale trope that is now mocked nowadays, as we try to move past that and create more kick-ass female characters. However, this seems to backfire in a way. Although writers try to make their girl protagonists stronger, they still seem to make them get caught a bit too much. And what makes it worse is that these girls actually appear like ungrateful bitches at the end of the day. To which I dub these as modern-day damsels in distress. These new specimens of damsels just seem to be there to create conflict for our main protagonists, as they rush into battle, resulting in either one-shots, kidnappings, or they put others in dangers, which I argue is even worse than the classical damsels in distress. At least they say thank you when they get saved. Modern-day damsels in distress actually scream at their rescuers for saving their lives, treat everyone like they are lesser beings below their status, and they have the nerve to act like they are the smartest, most precious gifts that heaven has bestowed onto the earth, when in reality, they came from the darkest, deepest parts of hell. So just who are these types of modern-day damsels in distress? Glad you asked, because we are counting down the most annoying, entitled, "I'm just as strong as the boys," dumbasses in distress. Now before we start, I do have to say, if you like these characters, I respect that. Just know that deep down, I hate these characters with a fiery passion that transcends all reality and time. But I respect your opinion. Also, I'm just mentioning these characters from shows I have already watched. So if there's a character you think should have made the list, then it's mostly because I never watched the show. This is just a pure, opinionated list made from the darkest parts of my soul, fueled by my pure, fiery hatred for these characters. So don't take these as facts. See this as more of a long-awaited rant. Now, admittedly, I'm cheating, as only one of these shows is actually modern, while the rest have to be about 10 to 20 years old. But this new specimen of damsels still plagues the world till this day, and I'm here to address it. So without further ado, let's start off this list of the top 5 worst modern-day damsels in distress with number 5. Amber from Invincible. So admittedly, Amber doesn't really get saved much. In fact, she only needed to be saved one time in the show. However, she is infamous for what a horrendous bitch she turned out to be. Starting off as Mark's girlfriend, Amber was presented as the typical oblivious love interest that many superheroes have. The ones who aren't aware that their boyfriends are superheroes, so they believe that their boyfriends are either irresponsible jerks who have no time for them or are not willing to put the time in their relationship. It's a very tired cliche. So what does Invincible try to do?
I know you're a superhero.
You know? You know?
She knows? Okay, so if she knows that Mark was a superhero, then why is she mad?
Then why are we fighting?
We're fighting because you lied to me.
What? Okay, so even if you believe that's true, the last episode showed absolutely no hints that she knew Mark was actually invincible. In fact, look how she reacts when Mark finishes saving the day and checks up on her.
What? You took off. You left us here with that thing. You said you wanted to start over. You said that. You promised. Even Eve vouched for you, and then you do this? Eve was wrong about you. So was I.
So if she knew that this was Mark all along, why the hell is she so upset?
We're fighting because you lied to me. You made me feel stupid and unimportant.
You two have only been going out for a few months! Not only that, but you're Mark's first girlfriend, so he's pretty new when it comes to the dating scene already. And you just expect him to come out and say, "By the way, Amber, I'm a superhero. Want to get some Chinese food?" That's not how this works. There's a reason why superheroes have secret identities. If anything, if you already knew Mark was invincible, then you should have told him when you found out. Talk to him. Relationships need communication. You're mad he hid this from you, but it's totally okay if you hide the fact that you knew about his secret identity. Why are you mad that he missed the soup kitchen date? He was going through this! And you had the audacity to say he fucked up? I get what the show was trying to do. They just wanted to divert the typical oblivious superhero girlfriends trope. But ironically, by making Amber smarter, by making her figure out his secret identity all by herself, she comes across as a narcissistic bitch who only cares about Mark spending time with her without her thinking of the responsibilities Mark goes through. And what makes it worse is that the show tries to portray that she was in the right, with even Mark's friends saying that he fucked up.
You were a terrible boyfriend to Amber, and you got what you deserved. Sorry, not sorry.
No. This was a two-person effort. I can't say Mark was the perfect boyfriend either, but at least he had actual excuses as to why he couldn't tell her or why he couldn't show up to the dates. He was getting his ass clapped half the time. He's risking his life saving the city. He has experienced so much death around him. But yeah, Amber, keep serving that soup. I bet it'll totally make the difference. Mark doesn't know what he's missing and what it means to be a true hero. You know, how about you and Mark switch? Let him serve the soup and you can take on Omni-Man. Let's see how that turns out. Isn't easy now, is it? Amber, she may not need much saving, but she really puts the dumbass in distress. Number 4. Kora from The Legend of Korra Seasons 1 and 2. So you either love, hate, or in between when it comes to The Legend of Korra. I started off hating the show, but grew to enjoy it my second time watching the show. However, one thing I can't stand about Legend of Korra's earlier season is the main character Kora herself. And I wasn't alone in this. A lot of fans' reasoning for hating the series was because of how unlikable the main lead was, especially compared to Aang. In the first 2 seasons, Kora was bratty, entitled, whiny, and mostly spent her time screaming at anyone who disagreed with her, even if they were just trying to help her. In fact, it was a running gag of how many times Kora would apologize in every episode. Seasons 1 and 2 could be summarized with problem arises, Kora wants to do something stupid, someone is against it, Kora acts like a bitch, plan backfires, and Kora apologizes for being a bitch. And the cycle continues to the next episode. And of course, Kora would get beaten pretty easily. I wouldn't mind if she was beaten if she wasn't so willing to rush into fighting. In fact, she starts a lot of these fights, talking a lot of shit, but then it backfires. And nowhere is it worse than season 2, where she basically dumps her entire family and friends to help the clearly evil surprise villain and was responsible for escalating a civil war, which ultimately ends up with her losing her connections with the past avatars. I've seen a lot of people compare Kora to Zuko. Some even say how this is supposedly sexist because people love Zuko's redemption over Kora's redemption just because he's a boy. No, you don't get to pull out the gender card. The real reason why we love Zuko's redemption arc over Kora is because Zuko started off as the antagonist, while Kora was the main protagonist. Antagonists are allowed to do awful things because we're supposed to root against them. We want them to lose. We're not supposed to like them. So when they decide to turn to the good side, we cheer for them for realizing their errors. Our main heroes are supposed to be likable. We are supposed to be on their side and see them succeed. We are with them for the most of the story, so if your main protagonist is someone that the fans can't get behind, then you've done something wrong. Kora was an entitled brat who was disrespectful to her family, friends, and teachers, refused to listen to anyone who disagreed with her, and even was abusive to her boyfriend that she stole from a girl who was going through the hardest time of her life. This is not a character I want to root for. If anything, she sounds like the stereotypical mean girls you see on TV. Thankfully, she did learn her lesson after Season 2, and we get to see a humbled Kora in Seasons 3 and 4. In fact, I really do think the character shines the best in Season 3, and appreciated her recovery arc in Season 4. But my god, did it take a while to get there. Remember when The Legend of Korra was supposed to be a one-season series? If Nickelodeon was actually serious, then we would have been stuck with this entitled brat as the predecessor of Aang. No thank you.
What happened? You went to Legend of Korra Season 2. We never go Legend of Korra Season 2.
Number 3. Sakura from Naruto. Yeah, was it too obvious? Even if you haven't watched Naruto, you know about the hatred Sakura gets. Sakura is a part of Team 7 with Naruto and Sasuke and is the team's tsundere. She always looks down on Naruto, belittles him even though he was nice to her, and even made fun of the fact that he was an orphan.
But if you don't have parents to tell you, how would you know? He's all alone.
Alone. Isolated.
Huh?
It's not about your parents scolding you. You have no idea what it means to be alone. You're annoying.
That's not kids being kids. That's just a thing to do. Despite the fact that Naruto has feelings for her and is nice to her, Sakura instead focuses all her attention to her crush Sasuke, who treats her like shit. I've seen some articles trying to defend Sakura, saying her love for Sasuke is realistic, or even that people just don't understand what it's like to be in love. Okay, so why is Sakura in love with Sasuke?
What I like, the person I like is... my hobby is... and I guess that my dream for the future is... Sasuke, you're back! Don't be so shy, you bad boy!
Girls her age are more interested in boys than in ninja training.
What? Is that it? She's just in love with him because he's cute? Are you fucking kidding me? That's not love, that's a crush! Sakura is constantly getting herself in trouble because she wants to save Sasuke or kill Sasuke but can't because she loves him so much. But that love is just based on looks? How shallow can you be? So if Sasuke looked like Lee, or if he looked like Naruto, would she still be interested? Sasuke has always ignored her, treated her like she's nothing, or has outright said she's annoying, and the only reason she sticks around is because Sasuke so happens to be good looking? Sakura, looks fade. When you're both 70 years old, all you're gonna have is your personality. Do you really want to be with someone who doesn't even respect you as a person? So it's one thing that Sakura has a stupid crush on Sasuke. A lot of people do. But it's the fact that she will risk not only her life to save him, but it's also the fact she'll bring down her team with her, even if it's unintentional. How many times has Naruto saved Sakura? And even when Naruto puts his life on the line for her, what does Sakura do? You bitch! At least say thanks! It's also frustrating because the show emphasizes that she's supposedly one of the smartest students in the class. She was one of the only genin who didn't need to cheat during the tuning exams, yet all that intelligence gets thrown away when she's with Sasuke. In fact, she threw away her first ever friendship just because of this guy who didn't even know she existed. Eventually, Sakura became a great medical ninja and even matured to be a better friend to Naruto, even to the point of lying to him to keep him safe. She even had moments to shine when she not only saved a few shinobis, but also helped Naruto as well. But there's a reason why she's one of the most famous, useless bitches in anime. She whines, she needs to be supervised, and she needs better taste in men.
Fuck you, Kishimoto! What the fuck?
Number 2. April O'Neil and Kora from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2012. So admittedly, I'm cheating by putting both of these two on the same spot. But they both have similar issues, are from the same show, and are both arrogant teenagers. Let's start with the cocktease herself, April O'Neil. So admittedly, she starts off pretty good. Yeah, she did get caught a lot, but she was in training. Before she met the turtles, she was just a regular teen, so it would make sense for her to get caught as much as she did. If she just immediately started to kick ass after one session with Splinter, she'd be a Mary Sue. But it wasn't until season 2 when she just became annoying. After the turtles accidentally mutated her father, she vows she wants nothing to do with them, ending their friendship. Okay, to her credit, she has every right to be upset. But did she forget these guys helped rescue her dad last season? If anything, wouldn't it be stupid to leave the only people who can rescue your dad? We get a few episodes with April hating the turtles, and her being the worst to Donnie. Sarcastic Summary actually made a good video discussing why 2012 Donnie was just a creep, and how April Tello was one of the worst things to come from 2012 TMNT, which I recommend you to watch. But he didn't mention much about how April's involvement in this pair made this ship sink. Donnie makes it so obvious that he likes April, and April knows this. In fact, she exploits it. She knows Donnie will do anything for her, and she uses it to get what she wants out of him, even dicking around with his feelings. In one of the worst episodes of the series, Donnie gets a taste of his own medicine when Bigfoot falls in love with him and even apologizes to April, saying,
"I just wanted to let you know I won't be bothering you with music boxes anymore. I get it now. Donnie is to April as Bigfoot was to Donnie."
And what did this girl do?
You're not just a mutant, Donnie. You're my mutant. Mwah.
Yo, cocktease! Do you have any idea how many mixed messages you're giving this poor guy? If you like him, go out with him. If you don't, then just take the apology and stay friends. What are you doing? So already this version of April is pretty annoying, leading on not just one, but 2 guys. She's not really a character I enjoy from the start, so what else could go wrong? Make her an ungrateful damsel. Yeah, for a while April went on a needs to prove she's more than a bystander arc, where she wants to be more involved in battles by rushing in and getting surprised when she gets one-shotted. There was even an entire episode dedicated to her complaining how she's not treated seriously and demands the guys bring her along, to which the guys reply,
"It took 15 years of training before Master Splinter let us go on a real mission. You got a long way to go, sister."
That's actually a good point, April. You just need to be patient and practice more, or just run in, get kidnapped, and bitch when Raph has to save you.
Great. Saved by Raph. I'm never gonna live this down.
Excuse me? We told you to wait outside so we, the main characters, can handle this shit. But you ran in, you got caught, and you are the one who messed up our mission, and you're the one who's mad at me that I gotta save you? You know what? You can get yourself out. I don't need this disrespect. I'll wait outside with my brothers. But what really makes me mad is by the end of this episode, it's not April who learns to be patient and apologizes for almost ruining the mission she clearly was not ready for. But it's actually the turtles who apologize for not taking her seriously and promise to take her on more missions? What the F? You're rewarding her? This is bullshit. You guys literally said in the beginning of the episode how it takes years to become a ninja, but all April has to do was throw a temper tantrum and she's in? As the series goes on, she does become a better fighter, but some fans complain that later on she becomes too OP with her revelation that she's part Krang and becoming TMNT's version of Jean Grey. Personally, I'm just glad she stopped complaining of, "I just want to be a part of the team. I just want to be a part of the team." As for the telekinesis, it's a bit OP on paper, but the show remembers to keep the turtles as the main heroes, so it's not like she's taking major spotlight away from the turtles. Next, we got Karai, the adopted daughter of Shredder and an antagonist for the beginning of the series. Now, Karai started off as an equally matched foe for the turtles, even giving Leonardo some troubles at times. She even had a Batman and Catwoman type of relationship with him, teetering from the sides of good and evil, but eventually switches sides when she finds out she's actually Splinter's real biological daughter. So Karai started off as a good antagonist, even having an interesting inner conflict with who she wants to be loyal to, her adopted father or real father. But it all comes crumbling down when she regains control of herself in Season 4, where she tries to take over the Foot Clan but keeps getting knocked by Shredder's goons. Like Kora, Karai talks trash to her enemies, gets beaten pretty easily by goons, and then gets rescued by the turtles. Then the next episode, she starts the cycle again. What happened? She started off as an equal to the turtles, but by the end of the series, she can't even take on goons with help, mind you. In fact, it got so bad that she was actually taken out of the series finale, being hospitalized while everyone else gets to fight the Shredder. Even fucking April and Casey Jones gets to go, but not Karai, the one who should be the one who gets a shot at Shredder after all he's done to her. It's honestly a shame of what the series has done to her, but it's actually a pretty funny parallel between Karai and April. April started off as a stupid, arrogant teenager, while Karai was the experienced kunoichi who was an equal to the turtles. And by the end, April became the experienced kunoichi who was equal to the turtles, while Karai became the stupid, arrogant teenage girl. They switched. Although I love 2012 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and will even say this is my favorite version of the Turtles, I cannot defend just how stupid these two girls were. And the number one worst damsel in distress is, oh, y'all know it's GT Pan. Yeah, I don't think anyone was surprised that Pan was going to get the number one spot on this list. I actually go into more detail as to why I despise this character so much in my Why I Hate GT Pan video. In summary, Pan has to be the textbook version of a damsel in distress, to which the creators of GT themselves admit that's what they were going for. With the other girls on this list, they got better or had a reason as to why they were like this. Amber started off as a good character, but fell victim to bad writing. Kora started off as an entitled teenager, but eventually matured into a humbled avatar who was also recovering from her trauma. Sakura worked to become a medical ninja that also became a better friend to Naruto at the end. April eventually became the kunoichi that she always wanted to be, and Karai redeemed herself at the end while also rebuilding the Foot Clan. Meanwhile, Pan started the series as a spoiled brat who wanted to prove she was a competent fighter that wouldn't get in the way of the heroes. But by the end of the show, she proved that everything everyone had ever said to her was right. She does get in the way, she does slow the heroes down, and she's not ready. Pan showed absolutely no improvement in the series she's in. In a show where Saiyans are supposed to get stronger after every fight they're in, Pan actually seems to get weaker with every battle she's in. And what makes it frustrating is that she never learns from her mistakes. She always keeps her cocky attitude. Kora at least apologized. Sakura became a better friend at the end. But Pan just keeps bragging about how she's such an essential part of the team when she hasn't even won one battle by herself. It never occurs to her that maybe just don't rush or mock the main villain who even your grandfather struggles with.
Why are you so hard on her? She's just a kid. She has to be like 10.
Gohan was 5 when he took on the Saiyans. In fact, Gohan did so much more when he was a toddler than Pan had ever done as the second main protagonist in Dragon Ball GT. And even if she is 10, so what? If Pan wants people to start treating her like an adult, then she should start acting like an adult. None of this bratty shit. GT Pan. She was created to be the damsel of the Dragon Team. Has no character development, doesn't even get a Zenkai boost, and is just a basic tool to make the heroes look better. She really is the worst modern day damsel in distress ever. So that was my list on the worst modern day damsels in distress. But before anyone types this in the comments, I just want to make one thing clear. I actually don't have a problem with damsels in distress. I don't mind seeing a character get beaten or captured or even need help being saved. As long as they get back up or they continue to keep fighting by improving themselves to take on the challenges the next day, then I don't mind seeing a character seeking help from their teammates. It's the attitude that these characters have that bothers me. This idea that in order for a woman to be considered strong, she should have absolutely no help from any sort of male and will get offended if a boy even dares think that she needs help. This results in these girl characters as whiny bitches, not tsunderes, bitches. Yet a lot of writers truly believe that having these types of girls is actually a great representation of what makes a strong female character work. Bullshit! There is nothing strong about being disrespectful to someone. There is nothing charming watching someone scream and abuse someone who is only trying to help regardless of their gender. There is nothing fun about watching a spoiled brat throwing temper tantrums to get what they want while not only endangering themselves, but also endangering others while no one calls out their behavior. Pulling an old clip from my Are Dragon Ball Z Women Doomed to be Housewives video, you don't need to throw punches to be considered strong. A strong character can show compassion, are honest and fair, make good judgments, show respect to others, show courage in standing up for beliefs, and have a strong sense of responsibility. Don't be a Kora, be a Katara. Don't be a Sakura, be a Vi. And please don't be a GT Pan, be a superhero Pan instead. It doesn't take much to show kindness to others. And just because someone wants to help you, that doesn't mean they think you're weak. I'd like to close this video off with wise words from a wise man.
People see me and think I'm weak. They want to take care of me. But I can take care of myself by myself.
You sound like my nephew. Always thinking you need to do things on your own without anyone's support. There is nothing wrong with letting people who love you help you.
You don't have to do things on your own to prove something. Be thankful for the people who want to help you. Be thankful for the friends you have, and be thankful for the ones who will stick to you even during your worst moments. Those people are like gems, rare and valuable. Shout out to you, Joe. You are the true MVP. Love you, man. Good news! I'm not getting kicked out of my house and can stay for another year until I graduate college. Bad news? Want to help? Please consider joining our channel membership, where you'll have access to behind-the-scenes commentary of all Goten Black chapters, deleted scenes, and the no-audio versions of new chapters of Goten Black. It's just $1.99 a month, or if you can't wait for Goten Black, please consider joining our Patreon, where you can actually read the new pages of Goten Black. It'll just be $3 a month and will help us get Goten Black out quicker. Think of it like this. The more you guys sign up, the less hours I have to work and can focus on drawing the next chapter. We also have super thanks if you just want to make a one-time donation, which will be shout out in our next videos or in our community tabs. Thank you all for watching. Like, share, and subscribe to help support the Goten Black project. Bye guys!